Hello there, this is Ron Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Men who think they know the game. Yeah, in this video, I hope I don't break into a rant on this, right? But I thought about this video after I had a conversation with a friend of mine. This like last Thursday. He knows who he is. He knows who he is. This dude, even though he's humble about it, that dude is straight up in the games, like sexual underworld type of game. He modest though, but you listen to him talk, you're just like, God damn, dude. Well, I know he gonna call me up too, like, dang, bro, thanks for not saying my name. No, this dude thorough as shit though. I mean, he's straight up thorough. But I was thinking about while I was talking with him, right? I mean, like I said, this dude knows the game. Like, if Rom has, like, issues, if Uncle Rom got to go to somebody, I'm picking up the call. He one of the people I'm going to call. It's about, like, I can count the number of people I would call in that situation on one hand. And this includes even some professional dating coaches. There's, like, 2 people I would call. And he's one of them, maybe 3, right? But anyway, I was thinking about it when I was talking with the brother, right? I was like, yeah, he knows what the fuck he talking about. Now, something I get it in comments, and that is much. A lot of times I get it in those comments where I'm talking about how to get past looks or like looks issues and stuff, right? Because usually there's always at least one commenter who will say, oh, it's just looks. Like I saw a comment recently, and I don't even feel like going back through the videos to find it again, right? Because it was actually in response to another comment. Those a little bit harder to find sometimes. But, dude was just talking about, you just need a symmetrical face and stuff, right? And then, you got dudes saying, oh, it's just looks, it just looks. And, sometimes they'll point out I've said that in my books, but I've never said it's just looks in my book. If anybody read it, it's like, nah, I say, yeah, it's looks, but then there's some other shit in there. And even then, I said there are people who, if they have some other shit going on, to get past the looks, right? But whatever the case, you get somebody and they try to sound authoritative. Like, they'll say, well, it's this study. And here's the problem I have with these dudes. This is the real problem. If they were expressing their opinion from a place of personal experience, I'd accept it. But you have men trying to say what it takes for a man to get a woman, and they don't get it. Like, I would never ask a person who's working a 9-to-5 how to be a millionaire, or think that they would know more about success than a millionaire, like a self-made millionaire. I would never think that. Now, if I meet somebody who built this stuff up, well, shoot, I'm listening. I'm not going, they say whatever, I ain't going to sit there, well, this and that. I'm just like, no, because I'm not a millionaire, so I'm going to sit there and listen. But I'm not going to tell that person, oh, this is how it is, and, you talking to the millionaire, it's like, nah, it's like this. And actually, I got another dude I could talk to. In fact, one of those dudes I could go to for advice. He try to be low key, but he a millionaire. Brother too, right? He living large, if nothing else, right? But I would go to him because he understand. He know the game. He knows the game. He know the sex game. He knows the money game. All right. Now check it out, right? You get these dudes, they'll argue with you. Like, I had one dude. I eventually had to kind of hide this dude's comments. He might even see the video because it was at a point he was just getting annoying. This dude gonna say he a virgin. He gonna say he a virgin. I hope he hear this shit too. He gonna say he a virgin, and then act like he know more about this thing than I do. I'm like, hold up, dude. You have no functional experience of what it means to be inside a woman. So how you gonna tell me, who's probably forgotten more women than you've been with? Seriously, it fucks with you in a way. I try not to let it mess with me, and a lot of times I just ignore it. But then the problem is, they're out there, they'll get out there and start telling other dudes who don't know any better. And then that's why a lot of men get frustrated. They don't seek out the dudes who might actually know something. I'm gonna tell you what. Reason I was able to really promote Nice Guys and Players, get it out there, and a lot of people bought it because men would see me interact with women. They say, "Oh, this motherfucker know." You know, and that, not that corny shit that some people do, like have some cameras following them around. That's corny as fuck. They be people who know me. They were telling me, "Rom, you're a ladies man, you're a play." And I'm trying to be low key. Because they saw it. They knew if I said something, I knew what I was talking about. But you get these guys, they outside the game. It's kind of like, because I talked about this in one of my blogs when I was still writing blogs on my regular website, right? It's like watching basketball, right? You get a lot of cats who they big basketball fans, right? And they'll say, I'll give you an example. They'll say, "Well, why is that dude in the game? He can't shoot. He can't shoot, or he can, he can't make a jump or something like that." Because they watch him from the outside, they don't realize this dude is able to set picks. He can move without the ball well. He has a very good offensive rebound percentage. You know, he dives for loose balls. He has a high assist ratio. Assist to turnover ratio. Basically, he might not be much of a scorer, but he does all those little things, right? And also, but see, an average person from the outside looking in, they can't figure it out. But somebody who really know the game, who's played the game, they know all that stuff, and they know a lot of other things. That's why if you look at the coaches at any level, they played the game. You don't get anybody out there who was just a fan coaching a sport or trying to tell anybody anything. You gotta have somebody who's been in the game. But see, what you have with this relationship thing, you got a couple guys that, most they can tell you about is just being rejected. And some of them can't tell you that. You get a lot of guys out there trying to tell other guys what's up, and they don't even put themselves out there. But then they'll come in my comments or even some other people's comments and try to say, "This is what it's about." Like, nah, dude. What experience can you tell me? And see, I got some little secrets I can tell if I'm dealing with a real player. There's some secrets, and a real player would know it. Like my man I was talking with on Thursday. I turned him on to Warren B. I said, "Yeah, check this brother out, right? He grew up in, grew up on George Avenue over there by Howard, right? And one thing, if Warren B if we had a three-way in that conversation, Warren B would be like, shit, I know about all that." Warren B be adding to it. He would recognize it, right? But you got a lot of cats out there who, they tell you stuff, but if you really challenge them, like you say, like, okay, like, that one comment talking about it was just a symmetrical face. But I would challenge him. I say, okay, so that means if that person has a symmetrical face but behaves in an effeminate manner, women would still try to fuck him. No. Or he has a symmetrical face but he doesn't have any teeth. Oops. Or he has a symmetrical face and women approach him, he has a body odor. See, it's more than just that little thing. And that's how it is. There's a lot of nuances. This stuff I don't say, and I've said it several times. There's still stuff I don't say, and it's not anything deep or esoteric. It's just, so I gotta see where a dude's head at before I say it to him. That's why there's some stuff I don't say on the air. Now, if I'm in your presence, I'm talking with you, I got a chance to really observe you, then I know, because I've seen it. Did a video about the big man game the other day. And you get some people, they like, "Wow, that dude all big and stuff. How he getting women?" Dude, I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. Understand? I'm out there. See, bigger problem, like I said, a big problem with a lot of these dudes who want to comment and think they know something. They haven't been out there. They ain't in the game. I'm one of those people. I'm only giving y'all a little bit of what I've actually seen. Because, this whole thing, and I told this to the people on my subscription site, right? This thing is art, not a science. Nothing's absolute. I could tell a man, say, hey, you know what? Get your hair cut right. Get in the best shape possible. Get those muscles. Get those clothes right. Try to be more gregarious. And there's still going to be something missing. Because it's not perfect. And that dude's still going to get some women that ain't feeling them. Because that's just a reality. Because like using that handsome thing. There's a woman look at a guy say he handsome and still don't get wet. And there's a lot of reasons for it. One, that dude don't look like her imprint. He might be handsome. Women can look at a dude and say he handsome. They don't automatically get wet. And they do that a lot. And in fact, if you even ask them sometime, because I've actually talked with women, and then like a lot of guys, I actually listen. Now, I feel I can filter out the bullshit, but I always know when they're giving me the real. A woman could look at a guy and say he handsome, and she will even say, I've had women say, you know what, this dude had everything going on, but I still wasn't turned on. He was tall, he was handsome, he was all the check marks that many people say, hey, if you got these things, you get the women. But the woman was still like, she ain't feeling them. I mean, I've even had women say, dude said all the right things. So even the mouthpiece was there. But it was just something didn't click with the woman. And that's the game. So what I would say, I don't want to get too much into this. If you're a dude, let me be honest. Be honest. Unless you can say from experience. That's the only time I really listen to someone. I want to know your experience. Even if it's your personal experience, I respect it. If you say, you know what, I got plastic surgery and everything, and I started getting women based on my, surgically altered face, I'll be like, okay. I ain't gonna argue with it. I ain't gonna say, well, it might have been something else. At least tell me that. This is why I got someone. At least come from experience. Be able to tell me a story. Don't just say, well, this is how it is. I'm like, okay, based on what, dude? That's all I'm saying. Tell me your experience. So anyway, that's it for today. A little bit of a ramble, but I think it kind of bothers me because it's like, with the stuff I'm sharing with you, I had to learn the hard way, man. I had to go through it. I don't tell you nothing, not a single thing I tell you is theory. Like, if somebody remember maybe some of the earlier videos I've done, and I don't talk about it as much now, but, I've talked about, men out there who can make a woman have an orgasm without touching them. That ain't theory, because a lot of times I provided a video for it. But also, I've seen it up close and personal. I've seen a live demonstration. And people trying to say, well, maybe it was this. It was like, no, I was sitting right there. If anything I've learned in life, I can look at a woman. A woman ain't faking an orgasm around me. I can look at her and tell if she's having an actual orgasm. Kind of easy when you think about it. So I was like, oh, okay. So if I tell y'all anything, it's either A, Rom's experienced it, B, Rom's seen it, or C, somebody who Rom trusts, whose word Rom hit, and if I trust your word, it's because you've given a reason to, and somebody whose word I trust say, hey, yeah, this is what happened, then I'm like, okay, that's all I give you. I don't give y'all any theory. So anyway, that's it for today. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.